Hello again and welcome to Focus in 10 Plus. My name is Kamisha Dominique and I am happy to be back with you. This evening I have a special guest with us. He's from the village of Point Michel and he's making some impact in the area of cannabis legalization in Dominica. He's also a singer. He's also an agriculturalist. And you'll find out more, so just stay here with us. Very soon we'll be speaking to him. You'll find out more. Welcome again to the studios of CBN4. Most of us know you as Simba Kester, but many don't know that your name is Kester Toussaint. Which one do you prefer to go by, Kester or Simba?
Well, imagine most of my people call me Simba.
Okay,
it's really like in the workplace, people call me Kester or Mr. Toussaint.
Okay.
But other than that, most people call me Simba.
Why Simba?
Well, Simba came about, I was a young man, well, I'm still a young man, but I was in my teenage time, 15 years old, you know, and I just getting into the Rasta movement. So now, we, a group of us, it was like a group of like 15 of us, but it was quite a bit of us. So now, you know, we wanted African names. As a result of that, there was one of us, I don't know where he got that book from, but he got a book with Swahili names, you know. So we had veterans choosing names like Jabari, Baruti, you know, Sadiki.
And you chose Simba?
Yeah, I chose Simba.
Simba doesn't have anything like Ja or anything in it, but
no,
what does it mean though?
No, you see, at the moment, I was very young, so I decided to call myself Simba because it is relating to, like, you know, that lion, a young lion, and to me I always wanted to portray that energy.
And
you know,
the orchestra part
energy.
now.
Well, orchestra was mystic, you know. You know, all through the ages I used to think that this bedroom in the ghetto used to call me orchestra. So now I used to think like it was because I was always singing, because then you would come to Point Michel, you would always hear me in that ghetto there. You would, if I'm not bathing, I singing. If I'm not washing, you know, I still singing while I washing. I might be just there in my yard doing my yard gardening. I always singing.
Okay.
So I thought he was calling me that, but no, he was making fun of my name, man.
Oh no.
You know, yeah, because my name is Kester. So like for some reason, I don't know what was in his mind, you know, he would stress
like
on it,
orchestra.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, nice, nice. Only now it's occurring to me.
Yeah, man.
So you're very involved. There are so many aspects of you. I don't know where to start. But first of all, tell us where you work and the other things you're involved in.
Yeah, well, currently I'm at the bank. I am assisting the agricultural development officer. Yeah, well, as we know, right now, the government is putting a lot of energy in terms of like uplifting the agricultural sector of the country. So a lot of money is being invested in that. So presently we're dealing with that 3% loan for agriculture.
That's at the aid bank.
Tourism, this thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm working with the agricultural sector of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I do is like I visit farms. I do farm assessment. Yeah, I do appraisal reports and progress reports.
Okay.
After we give the farmers the loan, we would have to visit the farm to see, well, to ensure that they are utilizing the finance in the way that they should.
Okay. Yeah. And you yourself, you're a farmer?
Yes, I'm a farmer myself.
I saw you on Facebook taking care of your plots and all of that.
Exactly.
How do you get time to do all of that? You're a singer, you work 8 to 5, and you still have your farm and you produce music.
I know, it's tough, you know. This is why I'm always busy. You know, sometimes, well, I've lost my girlfriends for that. Being too busy.
That's sad.
You know, but there is something that have me so busy. You know, one, I want to be able to, I want to give a good contribution towards the development of my country. Yeah, and two, well, in reason I never had too much, you know, so I developed that attitude never to be lazy or to just sit down. My thing was always to work, because my father is a man that he still works almost every day. My grandfather was a hard-working man. Yeah, he's 97 now. Give thanks.
Still alive?
Still alive.
Wow, nice.
Still giving me advice. Yeah.
Still working in the farm?
No, he retired like 7 years ago.
Okay.
At 90,
right.
decided not to do it again. Yeah,
Okay, but
so-
your passion is, would you say, most leaning towards singing or farming?
Oh, well, my passion is more music,
Music, yeah.
then agriculture, than any other thing. Yeah, but music to me is like, it comes from deep within, you know, like a soul feeling.
You write your own music?
Yes, I write my own. I write my own songs. Yeah, I mean, and inspiration comes from the day-to-day social life. You know, events my people might suffer. You know, people suffer broken hearts. People suffer poverty, hardship, all these things.
What do you mean when you say music for you is a soul thing? Explain that.
Yeah, well, it's more or less like an inborn thing. You know, I never had to search for music. Yeah, it's like I would get up in the morning and the first thing I would do is sing. I would be even singing in my dream. Yeah, my mom told me that many times, that she heard me singing in the night while I was asleep. You know, yeah, and it is something that runs through my family too. I think we get that from my grandfather. My grandfather played like 9 instruments, you know, and my father still playing his trumpet. I mean, he used to play with a serenade, Ras Ozzy.
And you were also part of the serenade,
Yes,
right?
well, in the latter days, well, I mean, you know, for serenade was up and then they went down. Now they're building again. You know, give thanks, you know. Big up Calty and Dongle Ben still. Yeah.
Who is Calty and Dangoben?
Calty is Carlton Winston.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and Dongle Ben is Christopher Dongle Ben.
Okay.
Yes, well, you know, for serenade used to be a group with my father, Roosevelt Toussaint, which was known as Ras Ozzy. We had Damian Fountain, we had Boogie playing the guitar.
So that is where you would say probably you got your musical influence from.
Yes, because you know, every night or every other night I would have been in the band house with them when I was a little boy. For serenade used to practice a lot. Yeah, this is why when they went out, they really used to be good.
So how about your performances? Yeah, I know you have performed alongside Sizzler most recently.
Yes.
But prior to that, who are the artists you can say that to? And how did that feel for you?
Well, it is always a great feeling to perform, to share the stage with big artists. You know, I could remember, well, the first time I shared a stage with a big artist was in Anguilla in 2006, I think it was, 2006 or 2007. 2007, early 2007. That was a show with Mr. Vegas, I think. Yes, Mr. Vegas. Yeah, boy, Mr. Vegas did quite a beautiful show that night.
You remember what song you performed?
Well, yes, I performed Jah Is Real, When You're Lonely.
You want to give me a little a cappella of any one of them? Just impromptu, and you know.
I could sing, yeah, anyone, but I like to sing When You're Lonely, you know, because it's love.
Can you give me a little piece of that one?
Yeah, man. Let me even this. When you're lonely, call me on the telephone. Say Simba, come and join me, and I'll be there to keep you company. When you're lonely, call me on the telephone. Say Simba, come and join me, and I'll be there to keep you company. Yeah.
Great stuff.
You need to sing more.
I probably when we come back from the break, you can probably sing some more. But when we come back
Sure.
from the break, I want to talk about your work with the cannabis movement and legalization of cannabis. So stay right here first. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Focus10 Plus. As you know, we're speaking with Simba or Kester. So many aspects to this young man. And I told you that we're going to talk about his involvement in legalization of cannabis. But before we get into that, he's very involved in his community and doing some works there. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, well, right now I'm part of the Point Michel Development Committee, PMDC. Yes, and well, my role I really play, I play a role. My part is in the promotion of the whole thing. Like I am part of the PRO committee.
Okay.
Yes, but.
So what activities do you have?
Well, we organize different programs. Like during the summer, we have the summer class sessions for the young students. I mean, from primary school to secondary school. Yes, I think we just rounded that up last week, or it was this week should be last week. No, I think it was last week.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do that famous show right now known as Fête La Poète. Yeah, Fête La Poète is a big thing. That's the biggest thing in Point Michel right now. You know, in terms of activity and.
It passed already, or it's coming up?
No, it is coming up.
Okay, and that's what date?
Yeah, that normally takes place in October.
October, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I want to talk to you about your involvement in the movement to legalize cannabis in Dominica. I heard your presentation at UE, and I was taken aback because you were breaking down the economic benefits of cannabis. Why do you think that the legalization of cannabis in Dominica can actually boost our economy, and how?
Well, okay. The economy and improvement. The way an economy could be improved is by production, export. You export, you get more foreign currency. You know, you increase the amount of finance that flows in your country, right? And you know, with the economy, you have to consider employment, you know, and all these things, the way of life of the people, you know, the living.
But why cannabis? Why cannabis?
Yeah, because
why not plantains or cassava?
Well, we are already into plantains, we are already into cassava, and we can see the results of this sector.
And do we have enough land to plant, or
yeah, we have a lot of land to
our weather?
Sure. Yes.
What would it take? And
yes, well, you see, cannabis is a tropical plant, and Dominica have some of the most favorable weather, climate condition for the cultivation of cannabis.
So we go to the how. How would it impact or boost the economy?
Well, all right. First, it's going to increase employment, right? The level of employment in Dominica, because we're going to have more people employed. All these young people that have been seeking employment or in and out of employment, they will be. So
they're going to be employed harvesting it, or?
Well, that is a industry by itself. So we're talking about from cultivation to processing to marketing. You understand? So now, obviously, there are going to be people employed for planting and harvesting. There are going to be people employed for processing. So we're going to need. So
we need a cannabis factory or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, so we could produce oils, we could produce paper, we could produce clothing, we could produce a lot of things could be produced from cannabis. All right. So yeah, and then we're going to have all that marketing. We need people to do marketing, to market our
and
products.
The education, proper education.
Education. Well, this is why we started with the symposium, and just before the symposium, we had a panel discussion at Point Michel, and I was one of the panelists. So we were doing that, and soon we will be getting back into the sensitization of the public. You know, because there was that old negative stigma that was.
I think it's still there. Still is a negative stigma.
It still exists about cannabis. You know, and the only thing people look at is smoking cannabis. Smoking cannabis. I know. So.
But when it's legalized, and smoking would be legal too, right?
Well, smoking would be legal too, because I mean the plant would be legal, right? But I do believe that certain restrictions should be implemented or be stipulated as to, just like how they treat alcohol. Like you should not, if you are not over 18, it should not be sold to you.
Okay.
Stuff like that. You should not go smoking in enclosed
But
areas.
why cannabis? Why legalize cannabis?
Yes, you see, because with cannabis, it is easy to grow. It grows fast, right? In the matter of 3 months, it grows. Well, it grows at least 7 foot to 8 foot within 3 months, based on the nutrients that you give to it, of course.
But is cannabis different from marijuana?
Well, cannabis is like the scientific name that covers the different types of what we call marijuana, right? You have the ruralis, you have the cannabis sativa, and you have the indica,
Okay.
right? Yeah, but scientifically, they are considered to be like different strains of cannabis itself.
Okay. So do you see us producing hemp crates? Like, for example, in the symposium, I heard that one of the strongest building materials you could get is from hemp.
Yes, hemp
And
crate.
so do you see us at a point being able to produce and export those products from hemp/cannabis/marijuana?
Yes, well, we have the potential to produce it, but we were considering the market out there and the other countries like America, that have all this large machinery who makes it quite cheaper to produce it. So even though we could produce the cannabis for producing hempcrete and these things, our main focus would be on the medical aspect of cannabis and, well, the therapeutic aspect of the herb.
Okay.
Right?
So what constraints you see in your way in the movement to legalize cannabis?
Well, in the way, the only real obstacle here is the loss of the country. Yeah, this is the only thing right now preventing the way forward of cannabis right here in Dominique.
So I guess we can expect another symposium soon, right?
Yeah, we're working on that. Yeah, and I believe it is necessary and it should be done. And I mean, the last time the symposium, there were quite a bit of people, but there were certain individuals that were invited, but they could not attend because at that very same moment there was I think the House Assembly, and some of these individuals had to be at the House of Assembly.
Or like government people who would need the information to decide or to just have the information for themselves to know if that's the way forward for Dominica. But I think the negative stigma will always be there.
Yes, the negative stigma, it will be there, but I think it can be eroded throughout the process of time. Because I mean, it's okay.
Because people associate marijuana with psychosis and overuse and abuse of it
I know.
and stuff.
Yes, but as I always tell people, the number of people I know using marijuana, right? Very few ever get into some psycho kind of madness. Majority of the people are well-disciplined people who go every day to their day-to-day activities. They have their families. They have their 8 to 4 jobs or the 9 to 5 jobs. Yeah.
But it's still illegal. It's very illegal.
It's still illegal. But look, we have alcohol legal. And see the amount of things alcohol have done in this country. Alcohol killing so many people on a yearly basis, from accident to the loss of your kidneys and your livers, right? And so many families that have been broken up because of alcohol. That is a drunkard, come home and is a whole set of trouble after he drink his alcohol. Normally, a man smoke marijuana, when he comes home, all he wants to do is eat and relax. So, these are certain things we must consider in terms of the legalization and the way forward.
After all, it's a plant.
And that is it. It is a plant. So now, if you want to put a plant illegal that was created by God, what would you do to God? I mean, you're going to kill God for creating a plan that should be legal.
I think that topic we may have to continue it another time. You know, just getting to know who is Simba Orchestra.
Yeah.
So right now we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out more about you and see how much time we have left.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Welcome back to Focus in 10 Plus. We're having a very interesting conversation with Kester, Toussaint, known as Simba Orchestra. And we don't have much time left. And I forgot to mention about your time in Venezuela. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, my time in Venezuela really and truly was, I was on a mission for self-development, right? And the focus was on my education and my music.
What did you study there?
Well, I studied business administration / project management.
And you did some music there too as well?
Well, yeah, I did music. Every time I had some free time, I would have done music. Yeah, so every vacation, I would go do a show or something, or I'd be recording, I would be doing, keeping the music alive.
All right, great. Not much time left, but before we go, I want to touch on your song. One of my favorite songs of yours is Strong Woman.
Strong Woman.
Yes. Yeah. How did you come up with the concept for that song?
Oh, yes, it's reality again, you know. One day I was speaking to a friend of mine, you know, on Facebook, you know, and she was telling me about the hard times and how she had a youth, you know, and she was feeling like all the pressure was on her because the child lived with her, she alone and the child, so, you know, and yeah, so then I tell her what, you know, my next song going to be Strong Woman, you know. Yeah, so now I can remember a virgin sent me a rhythm, you know. Yeah, I mean, it is a Jamaican rhythm, I think. Yeah, so I don't have the right to sell it, but, you know, just for promotional purposes, yeah, I decided to use that song, that rhythm to voice the song. Strong
Okay.
Woman.
All right. So I'm going to take an a cappella from you,
Strong Woman.
and then our viewers will get to see on screen a little piece of that song. So can you give us an a cappella now, please?
She's a strong, strong, strong woman who make it on her own, she never back down. A strong, strong, strong woman, no man can fool her or treat her like no clown. A strong, strong, strong woman, in a family, she's the backbone, Lord. A strong woman, Lord, with no determination. From she rise in the morning, she doing it on her own. Organizing breakfast for getting the youths them done. She setting up her things for them to kick and run. Oh, she's a single mom. Still have to organize herself, feel look fresh on the road. Say morning routine is just a next episode. Enough perseverance to endure this. Endurance and
All right, so let's take a piece of it from YouTube. Can we do that now?
She don't got us up to the Almighty. She's a strong, strong, strong woman who make it on her own. She not go back down. A strong, strong, strong woman. No man can fool her or treat her like no clown. A strong, strong, strong woman. In a family, she's the backbone. Yo, a strong woman. Yo, with no determination. When things are under pressure, she have to bear it. Facing economic battles alone, with no one to share it. The budget not rich, she have to credit. The smile on her youth them face is the only profit. The birth of a youth, she not it, for they are her only comfort. When she really need it, every blessing from her, she well deserve it. Fire burn the lazy father who run away like a mommy. She's a strong, strong, strong woman who make it on her own. She not go back down. A strong, strong, strong woman.
Welcome back. So you just heard for yourself "Strong Woman" by Simba Orchestra. There's so much more to you. Some people must have been seeing you for the first time, because we don't get too many opportunities to expose young talent and upcoming talent.
Sure. Well,
but I'm happy that you said yes to come on to the interview.
Yeah, man, yeah. I mean, I cannot deny not coming here.
Yeah.
I had to come.
You wanted to add something?
Yeah, well, yeah, currently I'm in studios. I'm doing this new song, No Hurting, you know, because I find a lot of time our ladies just, you know, we end up hurting them, you know, and neglecting them. So, yeah, so the whole idea come up, no hurting, you know. Yeah, man, it's just love, you know, so, yeah.
So that's something we can look forward to.
Yeah, this is something you could look forward to. I also have this new song that will be coming up. Well, actually, I sang it at the last show, Sizzler show, which is Searching. Yeah, because of the same cannabis movement. Yeah, man, I did that song because I mean, too often, like young men are being searched and embarrassed in front of their families just for the herb that God created. You know, and we know in society, the people up there know that the main thing destroying our youths in the ghetto right now is crack, cocaine, and alcohol. They know that, you know, because I mean, number one, when you smoke herb, it relaxes you. You are not in that mood for violence at all. You know, it gives you that jovial feeling. You want to laugh, you know, you want to relax, and you want to eat. Yeah. So, you know, this is why I made this song, Searching. You know, too many times, man, police come at people home knocking down their doors. I mean, decent men in their house, living in their families, they might not be even into selling the herb, but you know, a wood might go wrong, and next thing, police at your door knocking your door down.
Simba Orchestra, this is where I thank you for coming through on Focus10 Plus, and maybe we may have to do it again, because there's so many more aspects to you and so much more to know.
Yeah, sure.
All right?
Sure.
So thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I will be very much delightful to be back here.
Yeah, thank you. So to our viewers, thank you so much for locking it in to Focus10 Plus right here on CBN4, Channel 4 on DigicelPlay. My name is Kamisha Dominique. See you next time.